Oh, hey, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Perhaps you didn't recognize me. Not sitting outdoors, not smoking a cigar, but sitting in my studio. And I got to tell you, my friends, it's a long story. And I'll tell you. But first, welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch, and drink it if you got it. How's everybody doing this morning? So I'm going to miss the cigars today. But in an effort to finally, once and for all, fix all the sound issues that I've been having trying to do this thing outside on my porch, I finally decided I'm going to have to do a little extra work every morning. I drug out my old mixer, something Papa Carnivore suggested to me, which I had already been trying, but I didn't want to go through it. But the only way to do the kind of broadcast that I want to do, unfortunately, is to have a real microphone like this. You never see this because it's sitting down below me. I'm not one of these people that gives you this view with their head hidden behind the microphone all the time, and they're talking like this. I don't like that. So I have it set up so that I can actually put it down right down here below me, and you don't have to see it. But unfortunately, when you watch podcasts, you see they've always got, and it's usually a Shure, S-H-U-R-E is the name of the manufacturer. It's a very high quality mic. They cost $400 or $500. And they've got a Shure mic right in front of their mouth. And that gives you that helps give you that announcer voice. So I finally decided yesterday I needed to drag out an older microphone that I had, drag out an older mixer, hook the whole thing up. But I couldn't use the notebook that I was using. For some reason, it would not work. It didn't play well with the new mixer. So I tried a different notebook, and I got everything working. I had it all set up this morning. I'm out there. Ellen and I are talking about the pre-show. She came in, and everything is going fine. And 15 minutes ago, the computer says, battery is running out. Charge immediately. So I ran around and I plugged in the charger, and it didn't charge. And I said, well, we got 15 minutes left. Oh, the hell with it. And I ran in the house here and brought in the coffee and, and the headphones, and pretty much set up my studio inside as fast as it has ever been set up before. So that's where we are right now. And it's so great to see all of you in here. How many people will we have now? We have 77 of you. 77 of you. So let me bring Ellen in, because she's been with me throughout this adventure this morning, especially the point. Hi, Ellen. Especially the point where all of a sudden I just disappeared, right? We were talking to each other. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Unmute.
See? Now I got the mute down. I just have to remember to unmute.
Unmute, yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know if I ever want to get to the point, Ellen, where they say, Mitch, that's really professional show business. That's not what I'm shooting for. But I am shooting for, as if nothing else, clear video and really clear, understandable audio, because that makes it more pleasant to watch something. And I'm going to keep, but I have figured it out. And tomorrow morning, my friends, on Sunday morning, I am going to have that outdoor studio working. I now actually have outdoors. Listen to this. I have this.
Okay.
And that's going to have to do this morning, the dancing and coffee drinking in place of the cigar lighting. Because as you know, in case you don't, I just refuse to smoke indoors. I don't want my house smelling like cigars. So
Yeah.
I do it outside. But it's nice to have basically two studios. So if one studio screws up, you can run into the other studio. And I am in such a good mood today. I'm
Yeah.
in such a great mood today. I have to tell you. And if you tune into my live stream this afternoon at 3 o'clock, have I got pictures? Not only the pictures that I took, but the pictures that so many of the people who were there emailed me, and I haven't even had time to open them up and sort through them yet. But I'm going to do all that before 3 o'clock. And then we had the greatest meetup that I think has ever been had. I had was what was without a doubt the greatest shock and surprise that I could have had. I can't think of anything that might have happened yesterday that surprised me any more than what happened. And I think most of you probably know about it. But in case you don't, you know that we had Kiltsy was coming, Robert Kiltz, and you know that Dr. Nelson was coming. And when I got there, all of my boys, Mark, Booze, Papa Carnivore, Peter, Jerry, and I found out how to pronounce his name. It's not Vajtush.
Oh, it's not.
It's pronounced Voitush.
Okay.
And I said, why didn't you correct me? He said, because I always get a kick when you pronounce it the other way. So Jerry Voitush, Jerry Voitush. And as I walked up, Jerry is standing there with a big box of cigars, brand new cellophane wrap box, and he hands them to me. And honest to God, I felt like I've known these guys all my life. I mean, I said, bring it in. You know how men hug, patting on the back. Well, hugged all of them, and there was Nelson there. And, I know Nelson from before, Vasquez, Dr. Nelson. And he takes me aside. He says, come over here, Mitch. I want you to, I got to tell you something, but I want you to keep it a secret. I said, uh-oh. So he takes me aside. He says, Curry's coming. I said, what? Curry's coming from, Curry, Homestead House. I said, what the hell? What do you mean? He says, well, I invited him. He's here in Florida. He's working on his Healing Humanity movie. He and his cameraman are on the way through town heading to interview Dante Ferrigno.
Oh, that's right. Dante.
And I called him and said, and he drove 2 hours out of his way to get over here to Melbourne to come to, and so we're watching. And you know me, if you don't know me well enough, and I think you do, you know me that my greatest way to show affection and endearment to my friends is bust on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if I stop busting on you and you're a friend of mine, you have to start wondering why. What did I do? So everybody was standing out in front waiting, to go into the restaurant. They look, oh, there's Curry. And Curry's walking up. And I walk over. So I'm closer to him than anybody else. And I look at him. And I go, this is exactly what I did. Who the hell invited you? And we both burst out laughing. It was something, because I'd never met Kerry before, but he, who the hell invited you? So we gave each other a big hug, man. It was like two brothers that haven't met in 40 years. It was just that kind of moment, and it was great. So we had Curry from Homestead Howe, we had Dr. Robert Kiltz there, we had Dr. Nelson Vasquez, and then there was me. And we went in there and we just had the greatest time. The greatest time. We talked and we ate, and they just kept bringing meat. Nobody overate. Everybody knew when to walk away. It was amazing. So I'm going to talk about that this afternoon. Probably end up in the next few days putting together all these pictures and videos that I have into an actual video and put it out there, chronicling it. But this afternoon I'm going to talk about it. It was a great time. And then the Four Musketeers, Jerry, Peter, Mark, and I adjourned to the cigar lounge that was down the street.
Ooh, nice.
And it was about 2:30. And we went in there, and they have, and of course there weren't a lot of people in there Friday, so it was wide open, but they have recliners. They have about eight or 12 of these recliners, comfortable recliners, leather recliners. They got TVs up all over the place, and it's a small place, but, and we went in there, and we each bought ourselves a fine cigar, and we sat down, and we didn't leave until 6 p.m. 6 p.m. And before we left, we all kind of agreed that this was one of the best days that we've had in memory. And the reason it was so good was when you get among like-minded people that are like you and believe what you believe, you develop a kinship. You feel close to them. And we all experienced it. It was like we had been old friends for a long time, and we had a great time. Then Peter and followed Mark, because Peter had to go right by Mark's house in St. Lucie to go back to where he lives in Boca. Jerry was staying the weekend at the beach or something, so he took off. I came home. And I've been smiling ever since. And even that stuff that happened this morning didn't bother me too badly. Yeah. So anyway, here I am in my studio. So let me put you back up in your perch, Ellen. And you came in early, and I thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I will start saying hi to some people. So thanks for listening to that little recap of yesterday. And I got to tell you guys, any of you out there, any of you that have an opportunity to go to one of these events again, whether we put it on or anybody in the carnivore community puts it on anywhere on the planet, if you can conveniently go, if you're close enough to go, and you don't, you're going to miss out, honestly, on what I think might be one of the most fun things you've ever done. And we're going to hopefully start to arranging more of these things and more frequently, because it's just great. And the food was good too. God, they have so much meat. Anyway, God, Ellen was here right off the bat. Yes. What time was that, Ellen? 1:00 in the morning. What the hell are you doing? 12:54 a.m. Holy mackerel. Nobody was here at 12:54. Sorry to say that, Ellen. And Mike Seeley, good morning. Michael was great. His father was there. I need to make a correction. We've been wishing his father happy birthday for the past week. I mean, everybody's been going, happy birthday, Michael. Happy birthday. Yes, it wasn't his birthday. It was his 8th year or 8th month carniversary is what it was. So happy carniversary there, Mike. Sorry about that. Terry came in at 5:42 a.m. Don't you people sleep? Morning, Mitch, and the rest of you egg yolks. Oh, today we're egg yolks. I love Terry. Every morning she calls us some different kind of food. Eggplant. She hasn't called us an eggplant yet, but I'm waiting for that one. And Peter, Jesus, don't. Pete, 10 to 6, Peter chimed in the chat to say hi. Unbelievable. And you, Ellen, you're right there. You're saying hi to all of them. It's incredible. Incredible. And Mark Booth Sr. Hey, Mark, it was great yesterday, man. It was great. We all had I hope you and Peter had a great time. When they got to, oh man, what a life Mark has. They got to Mark's house, and his wife had prepared a whole charcuterie board for the both of them, and he sent me a picture of it. And I'm only an hour from him, and I was very tempted to say, save some of that for me, I'm on the way, but I was too tired. Because keep in mind, I'm still fighting this frigging kidney stone. All of this crap that I'm doing while I should be, I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking it easy. They said to move a lot, so I figure, okay, I'll be active. But it's getting better, but it's not gone. It's not gone. I stopped taking the narcotics, the Oxy, but I still take the other pill, which isn't that great either, but it's better than the Oxy. I don't need the two of them together anymore. The other pill holds me. I took the other pill about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So if I make it to 3 o'clock this afternoon, it'll be 24. It's been 18 hours since I took the pill, and I'm not in pain right now. So they say that the further down the ureter that the stone travels, the less painful it is. It's most painful right up when it leaves the kidney. So hopefully I'm over the worst of it. I can put up with this, and hopefully it'll pass itself so I don't need to go back and have them do some procedure to get it out. But that's where I am today. Mark's saying hi to everybody. Mark, and Mike Seeley Sr., 8-month carnivore, is here. Good morning, Michael. How you doing? And pretty soon it's only 7:30. Terry comes in 48 minutes till it starts, and you would have laughed if you could see how frantically I was trying to get that out. I got a whole new outdoor setup. To try to fix the audio problems, and it was working great. And then for some reason, the notebook wasn't charging, and it. Just so you appreciate what I go through for you. And I remember Marcia is here. Hi, Marcia. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, and we're going to hear all about that meetup with pictures and everything. I've got the evidence this afternoon at 3 o'clock on the live stream. So I hope you're all there. Sandra McDonald's here this morning. Good morning, Sandra. How are you? Don Schonger, good to see you. Dixie Scott says, morning, everyone. And let's see who. I haven't said hi to Wanda Gerling. Good morning, Mitch, Scooby the dog, Ellen, and everyone. Hope all is well with you today, and it's going to be an amazing day for everyone. Yes, it is. It's Saturday. You don't need my permission to take the day off today, most of you, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. And we have. Why won't I see that's strange. I see from Charger Mopar, Rick says quack, quack. Rick, it won't let me click on it and show it. That's ridiculous. That's funny. That's the first time that ever happened. Wow. Are you trying to get my attention, Ellen? I see your hand all over the camera. Oh, okay. See, I am keeping an eye on you up there. You have to behave. Hey, Lori's carnivore story. Good morning, Mitch, fellow early birds, and everyone else who is yet to join in from Canada. Good to see you. Richard's here. Richard Williams, the unretired carnivore, is here. Good to see you. Good to see all of you this morning on Saturday morning. Tour Beer. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. And Peter's here. Good to see you, Peter. What a blast that was yesterday, man. What a blast that was. Okay. This one it lets me click on. Good morning, Rick. The silly kitty says hi too. Good. And Steve Studley is here with us this morning. Good morning, Steve. How are you? I'm trying to scroll down past those of you having conversations. Meetitudes. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Lori's carnivore story. And anyway, any of you that may have some questions for me, put a QQQ in front of them in the chat, and if I don't see them, Ellen should see them and alert me to them. Because after that frustrating experience this morning of trying to get this thing going and having to default and bail back to my regular studio, where I think I usually sound pretty good and have a pretty good image in the stream. When this is over, I'm going to go figure out what went wrong and why the notebook wouldn't charge. Hey, Ann Moorhen is here. How you doing? Welcome from across the pond. I guess it's afternoon over there already, so good afternoon to you. Boyd Lamb has joined us. Hi, Boyd. How are you? How are you? You know, this isn't the same without sometimes I go to whole stream and forget about the cigar, but for some reason now it's on my mind and it's not the same without it. But just so you don't feel too left out, I'll give you a little music while I drink my coffee. And with my new setup outside, I'll be able to do just that. The actual music will be hooked up to the mixer, and I will be able to bring it in without having to hold that tinny cell phone speaker up to that wireless microphone, and that just ain't going to cut it. So it's not going to be quite like what I have here in this studio, where I can change scenes and change cameras and change pictures, but it's certainly going to be an improvement, hopefully, sound-wise, using a real studio mic instead of a digital wireless mic. They're good, but I just don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're good enough for this. Wow, look at that. I'll show it to you later because I still want to keep going down this chat. But on the other chat, I see that Mark C. gifted 5 old guy memberships. Thank you, Mark. Man, you're keeping us single-handedly, keeping us in business, and I appreciate that. And so many of those people who received that gifted membership from you and others that have done that have actually stuck and enjoy the community and decided to basically stick around. So it's not in vain. It's not in vain, because you have to introduce people to something before they're going to know if they like it or not. So thank you so much. And let me read who was gifted a membership here. And I have to read it from this screen over here. So pardon the side of my face. Daniel Valentine was gifted a membership. Somebody named Lalina was gifted a membership. Congratulations. William Gibson. Gray Wolf. Oh, why do they give me these names? Geliquene, Geliquenne, was gifted a membership. So, welcome, folks. Thursday night, we have a live stream, private community live stream, where you can actually click a link and come in. Almost like Ellen is sitting up there in the corner, and be involved, and we can get to know each other. And that's how I got to know the 3 other guys that I met yesterday. We have become such good friends from just being in those private community chats. When we finally met in person, it almost wasn't that much of a surprise. It was as though we had known each other for years. And the sense of community that we get from being in a community like this. It doesn't have to be my community. Most people who are in the carnivore space on YouTube have a community, have a cadre of regular viewers who communicate in the chats when they watch their video or comment and reply to comments. I've learned and found that the sense of community really gets going and really thrives the most in live streams because there's chat going on. I can respond to it I can answer questions. That and then when you get to the level of a private community, there's a certain intimacy and friendship that gets added to chatting with 100 or 200 people on a live stream. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's not for everybody. So thank you so much again, Mark C. And when I finally get down to where it shows up in this chat that I'm using to put stuff on the screen, I'll flash it back up there. Okay, so where were we? I think we're at a point. Golf at Spanky. What the hell's wrong with you? Have not gone to bed yet. 6:30 a.m. We got some bad. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what the bad news is, but nobody likes bad news. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope whatever it was that wasn't as bad as you thought, and guess we have to deal with it. Anyway, we'll probably find out all about that on Thursday night if you're up to coming in. But our thoughts are with you, my friend. Glad you made it this morning. Wingnut. Good morning, Mitch. How are you feeling? Actually, for an old man passing a kidney stone, I'm feeling great. It's nuts. And I got to tell you, to me, that's proof positive that we're doing the right thing. I doubt I could find any other 77-year-old man out there on the planet passing a 6-millimeter kidney stone that would feel as good as I feel right now. And all I'm drinking a lot of fluids, and I'm taking one tiny little pain pill, which I haven't taken since 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So, but I haven't passed the stupid stone yet. So I'm not over that hurdle yet. It may not pass by itself, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to, and probably deal with it if the pain starts up again or something doesn't seem to be working, and we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Zeno is here. Good morning, Zeno. How you doing? And Karen Gillespie is here, and now people started to pile in, so I'm just going to kind of run through these and say hi. Mama Bear, good morning to you. P.O. from Sweden, Henriksen. Good morning. Glad you made it. From Sweden. Great. And let's see. Bama J is here. Good morning to you. And Spanky wanted to step in and say hi and tell everyone I appreciate you all. Well, we appreciate you, my friend. And like I said before, I hope for the best, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. Oh, wow, look at this. This is Carney Keto, who used to be evidently rice and beans from Arkansas. Hey, thanks for coming. Steve Rogers is here from Kansas City, Mo. How you doing? Steve? We missed you yesterday. You would have had a blast had you been there, man. I mean, there were a lot of stars there. It was a star-studded event. Polish Mike, how you doing, Polish Mike? And I think, Ellen, what do you think? Lewis Ellis here from New York. And then another Peter, not Papa Carnivore, but just Peter. Good morning, Mitch. Good to see you. Greetings from the Netherlands. So, Peter, you've got a brother named Peter over in the Netherlands. Good to see you. M.H. Gilman is here. Super. Welcome. Booby Goats came in this morning. Wow, look at all these people. And this one, Pia Y. Shout out to the community. I think that's how it's meant to be pronounced. Pia Y. Yeah. For some reason, I'm seeing much more clearly today. Maybe just getting those narcotics, that oxy, out of my system. I haven't taken them for a couple days. Maybe that was why I was having a little brain fog, and that stuff is nasty stuff. I'm feeling so much more clear this morning, and I'm hoping that it's noticeable and you can see it in my demeanor and hear it in my voice. How we doing? 9 o'clock. Wow. Nancy Reed. Hiya, Nancy. Good to see you. So I think Jerry, how you doing? Jerry is vacationing, sleeping in this morning, lounging over there in Melbourne Beach. Man, enjoy the couple days. The weather's going to be gorgeous, and just enjoy yourself, man. Had a ball yesterday. And thanks again for the cigars. That was above and beyond. Jim Alvier, hiya, Jim. Good to see you. Susan Courtney came in from southwestern Ontario, Canada. Glad you are here. Bill Streety. Mitch, you look like you're in an old kung fu movie. The video and sound are all out of whack with each other. Well, that's generally not me. That's generally a lag. I hope it is. And Ellen, my video doesn't sound out of whack, does it? No, it doesn't. But who knows what YouTube does with this stuff when it gets it up there. Sometimes it will get out of whack. But if it is, there's not a thing that I can do differently because I've got a strong upload speed to the internet, and everything that we're broadcasting, we see perfectly synced. I see it perfectly synchronized in my screen, and not doing anything different than before. But occasionally on a replay, I'll see that the audio will lag the video or vice versa. So I'm sorry if that's the case. And if I look like an old kung fu movie, no, I'm not. That's one thing I'm not, is a kung fu master. I heard my phone go ka-ching. Somebody's buying me some coffees this morning. Oh, 2 of them. Thank you. Let's see who it was. Mark Booz bought a coffee, and Peter Carnivore, my 2 friends from yesterday, are keeping me in coffees. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Always appreciated. Always appreciated. And where were we? I think we're getting down to the point where I thought I was running out of new people. Virginia Tucker. Good morning, Virginia. Good to see you. And Pamela Suarez is here. I recognize most of these names. That's great. B-Matt. Hey, Matt, how are you this morning? Good to see you. What time did B-Matt come in? 8:41. And what time is it now? 9. I'm about 20 minutes behind still. Trying to say hi to people, but I'm gonna cut it, and then we're gonna see if Ellen found any questions or anything for me to talk about. And if not, I'll go, no? She's shaking her head no? Okay, I will probably end up going down to the bottom of the chat so that I can see and maybe interact with you in some of your conversations with each other about things that you're talking about right now. I honestly did not have anything planned to talk about this morning. I was just trying to get the thing working, and I wanted to tell you about the meetup yesterday, but I didn't want to tell you too much about it, so I'll have things to talk about on my live stream this afternoon. I can make an announcement that I think is going to happen. I don't know if it's not really tentative, but we haven't really firmed up the details of it. Every time Curry and I get together, and we have done 2 joint live streams already. They were great. They always went long. They went an hour and a half, maybe more. We actually have talked to each other on the phone. We feel some kind of a kinship, like brothers from another mother. We've had so many of the same experiences. We have so much of the same point of view about this. And every time we talk or every time we do a live stream, we both agree we need to do this much more often because this is great. This is not just an interview. This is not me having a guest or him having a guest. This is a joint thing where we start engaging with the audience and engaging with each other, and time just flies, and it's fascinating, and we click. So yesterday when he came to the meetup, the first question was, didn't we have a live stream scheduled? What happened? And we had scheduled one. And the date came and the date went, and neither one of us even noticed it. So we said, we need to do one. We need to do one. So he sent me an email saying, and this is what's strange about it. He says, I'm free at 8 p.m. Eastern time on November 5th. That's election day. Didn't hit me then that was election date, but it did hit me that it was a Tuesday. And I have a live stream at 8 p.m. Tuesday night. So I immediately said, yeah, let's do that. We'll do a joint live stream and you can stream it, you can stream it out to your viewers and I can, because you can do that with a live stream. You can stream it to more than one channel at a time. So if you have a guest on it, it can be streamed out so that the guests' followers can see it. And so I said, wow, that would be great. And then StreamYard combines all the comments, all the chat into one big chat that everybody can see. So you get to meet a lot of new people. So tentatively right now, on election night, it's a week from this Tuesday. Wow, it's almost here finally. Curryman, Homestead Howe, and I will be doing a live stream for a couple hours, and it ought to be a lot of fun. Ought to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward. And of course, you'll find Ellen, making sure that we behave ourselves, sitting up there in her perch, watching over the chat, making sure that any questions that come up, because I have a funny feeling that we're not going to be paying much attention to anything when Curry and I get started talking. We have so much we talk about that we'll need somebody to moderate the enthusiasm. Moderate the enthusiasm. Is that like curb your enthusiasm? Anyway, that's going to be great. That's going to be great. So I wanted to tell you all that. Lat, how you doing, Lat? Lat is here. Morning, Mitch and everyone. 1:45 p.m. in the UK. Yes. You guys always for some reason, we can't ever catch up with you. You always got a head start. And the Australians, no matter what I do, for them it's always tomorrow. I don't know. It's tough keeping up in this world. Rich is here. Hi, Rich from Southwest Ontario. Hope to meet up with you guys maybe January when I'm down there. That would be great. That would be just great. Lisa Booze. You're a trooper, Lisa. Good morning. You're a trooper to put up with those guys last night after I had to put up with them all day. Kudos to you. Lisa is Mark Booze's wife. Oh, that was great. I'm sure you heard all about it from Mark. What a great time that we had. Oh, she may not be here. She's got to go back into work. Lisa works at a pharmacy. Booby goats. Booby goats. Evidently, I did not see that, and I don't know what you're referring to, but Peter must have had a loss. Sorry, Peter. So sorry. Pamela Suarez. Oh, everybody's saying. I don't think that Peter, Papa Carnivore. What happened with you? Hi, Lori. Thanks so much for your hospitality last night. It was great to meet you and your doggy Athena. Oh, he's saying, Peter, did I miss something yesterday? Oh, I know what they're talking about now. I know. They're talking about your friend. Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. I remember. Yeah, I know now. I'm thinking when they said Peter, there was another Peter in here, and I was thinking that maybe he lost somebody. But no, we talked about that yesterday. Terry Gibbs, good morning. Everybody's talking about friends that they love. I've lost all my friends, all of them, to bad health. Two of them were vegans. Yes, Ellen.
Lane said, "Hey, boss, we have a question."
Hey, a question. Okay, let's see if I got an answer. That would be nice, huh?
Okay. Meetudes is barely 4 months carnivore, 67, and feeling fabulous. Her youth is coming back. Is that normal? Well, I don't know if it's normal, but I'm not going to complain about it, right?
Is that the whole entire question?
That is youth. Oh, I'm sorry. No, oh, geez, I need some more coffee. No, this is because I was like, why would you
Yeah.
question that? Her acne is coming. She's getting
her
so
acne.
control that her acne is coming back.
Okay, I was going to say.
That
I mean, I
normal?
would just
Okay.
take.
I apologize, Meetudes. I
No,
need some more coffee.
that's
I'm
okay.
going back to the perch.
When you read it to me, I said, "Well, I'm really glad to hear that she feels fabulous." But my answer is take the win and don't question it. take yes for an answer. Acne. I'm not being a doctor. Some questions like this, I can only theorize on, and in a world where most doctors can't ever find out root causes of anything anyway. There's a lot of things. Most carnivores, we find we don't take showers as often. We stop using soap. We stop using certain skincare products. We stop using sunscreen. We almost return to living like a caveman, washing, with water. And anybody who's listened to Ken Berry said, well, maybe for some reason something's getting clogged up in the pores. There may be a physiological change happening that might be causing the acne. I don't know how bad it is, or is it on your face? Is it on your back? Is it, and that's where you almost have to go to a dermatologist. Anytime you turn yourself over to the medical community, even if it's just for advice or a diagnosis, the odds are half of them are going to get it wrong anyway, prescribe some kind of treatment which is ineffective, that you don't need and does harm. And how are you to know one way or the other? So the first rule of thumb is give it a little time, see if it goes away or gets worse. If it starts clearing up, stuff happens. I would think if it starts spreading or getting worse, you may have to go to a dermatologist. And I have a dermatologist. Guy saved my life. I had a malignant melanoma on my nose, and that was 7, 8 years ago. And had I not had that taken care of early, like I did, it might have metastasized. Those things are deadly. So I can't hold that against him. But I think dermatology is a more exact science than so much of other medicine, because they can always take a biopsy, throw it under a microscope, and pretty well see right down to the cellular level what it is. So give it some time. And again, this is not medical advice. I can't give you. I was telling you what would happen if I all of a sudden broke out in acne. I would give it some time, a week or two, and then see what happened. You might take a picture of it with your cell phone, and then take another picture a week later and compare the two pictures. And that way you'll actually be able to identify any new pimples that happen to have come up, and you'll be able to tell which ones may have gone away, and maybe that'll give you a clue as to whether it's resolving itself or getting worse. That's the best advice I can give you, no charge. How's that? I still haven't gotten down to the point where, here it is, Mark C. Thank you, Mark. I did want to flash that up on the screen. Susan Courtney likes the music. I love music. Just gets right into your brain and sets the mood. I don't like heavy metal, however. That just turns my brain into jelly. Makes smoke come out of my ears. Hey, CB, how you doing? Good to see you. How was the meetup yesterday? Says, good morning, Mark. Oh, well, most people here have heard all about it already. It was fabulous. It was fabulous, my friend. Tune in this afternoon at 3 o'clock to my live stream. I got pictures. I got proof. I even got a few short videos, which came out horrible because I was trying to take a video because I think Kiltsy was running around actually with his camera, actually saying hi and talking to everybody. And I wanted to kind of get that on film. But I had a whole plate of food in front of me, and I didn't want to stop eating. So while I'm filming with this hand, I'm trying to eat like a rib with that hand. And the camera kept going like this. It was terrible. Yes, Ellen.
We have another question, and I'm going to read this one properly. Okay, this is from our friend Boyd Lamb.
Okay.
Rogan's Trump interview is at.
Oh, I knew it had to be about politics, but go ahead.
I'll finish. 10 million views at about 10 hours since posted.
How many views?
10 million.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Question is, inevitably, it should hit 100 million or more. What will Rogan's YouTube payday be?
That's hard. That's hard to say. Normally, you figure it this way: the ad revenue from a YouTube video can be from $4 usually, and this depends wildly on whether you allow mid-roll ads. If he allows mid-roll ads, in other words, every 8 minutes or so, you got to sit through a minute ad. And that was almost a 3 hour interview. Can you imagine? I started watching it. Remember, I emailed you yesterday. You said, what were you watching? You were watching something else?
Oh, you don't want to know. I was watching the suitcase trial verdict.
Oh yeah, did they have a verdict? Did they get a verdict?
They did.
And did they let her off? Guilty. Oh man, common sense prevailed. I thought they were going to let her off. I thought that she would have engendered enough sympathy with one juror. That's all it takes, to say, to hold out. But yeah, that woman was a stone certifiable fruitcake. That's my diagnosis as a psychiatrist. Fruitcake.
Yeah.
And I mean, he wasn't much better either, but he died, so you can't punish him anymore.
They put on a good defense, but they had some really damning video.
They had, the evidence.
She was nasty. She was
nasty. She was beating him. He was in the suitcase trying to get out. She was beating him with an aluminum baseball bat.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, tell me you were fearing for your life. You could have called the police. You had the guy in a suitcase. He wasn't going anywhere. I'm glad to hear that. At any rate, so I started. Ellen texted me and said, I'm watching the thing. And I texted her back and said, well, I'm watching Trump on Rogan. I'd been waiting for that all day. They did the interview yesterday. It was a 3-hour interview. And I started watching it, and it was late already. And I said, there's no way I can watch. I need to get to bed. I need to be up early in the morning, do this. I need some sleep. I am. Passing a kidney stone, after all, in case you haven't got the word yet. I know you got the word. And I started watching it, and I got hooked on it. Boyd. I haven't answered your question yet. I haven't forgotten it. It was engrossing. The man is spellbinding. Trump. I know I don't tell people how to vote. I try to avoid politics. But all I could do, and if this pisses people off, then you're just going to have to not watch me, because I try to keep my political opinions to myself, but most of you know which way I lean. As I was watching Joe Rogan interview Donald Trump last night, I paid special attention to just how sharp he is, how knowledgeable he is on world affairs, how he can summon up the name of every world leader and tell you their life story and about his interactions in the past with them and how he managed to do things like get a peace accord in the Middle East, move the embassy in Israel, keep Kim Jong-un at bay, gain some respect from Vladimir Putin. There was peace when he was president. We haven't had peace in the world now. And then and this is just some food for thought, and I'm going to stop right now. In my mind, in my imagination, I took Donald Trump out of that chair and I put Kamala Harris in it. And I imagined what her answers might be, or even if she would have been able to have a conversation with somebody as tough as Joe Rogan, asking questions that put you on the spot. I could only see her running in tears from that interview, hoping that the sympathy she gained of being the poor abused girl would get her elected president of the United States. In my opinion, the single most dangerous thing that faces the entire world right now. That's my opinion. I'm sure most of you agree with me anyway. I know I'm generally preaching to the choir because if you weren't in my choir right now, you still wouldn't be watching. And I don't see my viewer count. I don't see people running for the hills. So if nothing else, know that I'm a sane human being who knows what the hell he's doing and understands reality, and I understand the world, and I know what the risks are. I think it's Armageddon if this election doesn't go the right way, and I know most of you agree. So Boyd, I'm sure you're happy to hear that. If they allow him to run mid-roll ads on 100 million view or 10 million view or whatever, he can make up to maybe $20 a 1,000 views. That's a friggin' fortune. If he doesn't run mid-roll ads, he'll probably get paid between $4 and $6 per 1,000 views, which is what I get paid. Now, if I got 10 million views on a video, I'd be happy. But when I get 1,000 views on a video, I usually make between $4 and $6. I'm not happy. That's not an income. That's not a living. But I do what I have to. I have to buy me a coffee. People use my Amazon links, but I'm pissed off at Amazon. I'm not even, you haven't heard me pushing that very much lately. Just, I got the stuff that I use up there. If you want it, buy it. I'll remind you once in a while, but no more becoming Amazon is just pushing me every day, 10, 20, 30 emails, raising some quotas for me. You need to do this much business. I think, go to hell, Amazon. I'm not an employee of yours. But yet it still gives me a little extra money every month, and I don't want to cut it off. So it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to help and support me in that way. I don't like asking for those things. But when I make $4 to $6 in revenue a day from Google, I can't do this. I can't even afford to pay for the software I have to subscribe to do these live streams. It's nuts. It's nuts. Most of you guys understand. You're my friends. You're with me. If you're here with me in the morning, you know what it's like. And you see us, you see the YouTubers come and go. Anyway, I hope that answers your question, Boyd. Anything else, Ellen? I kept you up there in the screen. I thought people might rather look at you than me for a while anyway. So your smile is great. I love it. So thank you. How much time we got? We got 5 minutes left. Let me take a quick zip run down to the bottom of the chat. God knows how far away that is. I managed to finally get into, I got as far as, I think, not quite halfway into the interview. I got ready for bed. I brushed my teeth, did my water pick thing, got back in bed, propped my head up on a pillow, turned it on, and watched it for another hour before it got to be 11:45, and I said, oh no, I got to get to sleep because I got to get up early this morning and see if I can't figure out how to make all that new studio set up outdoors that I want to. And I was out there at 5:30 this morning starting to set that stuff up, and I had it working and everything was great, and Ellen and I were on. It was 15 minutes before the stream, and the notebook computer battery says shutting down, and I had it plugged in, but it wasn't charging. And that's why I'm in my studio cigar-less this morning. All right, down at the end of the chat, I'm going to go back to 9:20 and start to look down them, because I know all of you are most likely still here, and so many of you who come in early in the morning have probably gone off to do other things. Muyini says, Trump is a smart man of business. But yes, he is. He has produced things in his life. He has accomplished things. He's a philanthropist. Most of the stuff, the bad stuff that you hear, is propaganda from them. None of it's true. Look back at the stuff they threw at him. He's a Russian spy. He was not a Russian spy. He's a Ukrainian. He was doing dirty deals with Zelensky. He wasn't. Well, we had a phone call. We're prosecuting him. He interfered with the 2000 election by saying he thought they cheated, so we're going to try to put him in jail. Come on now. I've never seen a man. He was shot. They shot him. They tried to shoot him again. What the hell is wrong with these people? I understand politics. I understand debate. But these people try to destroy your life. It reminds me of Ansel Keys destroying John Yudkin's life and career because he dared disagree with Ansel Keys' theory that cholesterol clogs the arteries, so you shouldn't eat fat and sugar is okay, while being paid off by the sugar industry. And he didn't think twice. He had no conscience about destroying John Yudkin, the guy that wrote the book that said sugar is the problem and causing all of everything. Well, it turned out to be right. Those are the tactics. Those are the tactics of the left. It's why I come from a Democrat family in Philadelphia. But I learned early on, as soon as Saul Alinsky wrote the book, Rules for Radicals, the book that Obama and that whole crew learned from, I read that book carefully. When I learned the tactics that came from that book that they still use today, I was disgusted, almost nauseated. I hope you're hearing how firmly I believe the fraud and everything that's going on, how disgusted I am by it. So that's where I come from. I have the same feeling about the fraud in the carnivore and the health community when I see how people are getting sick and have been brainwashed and everything. And I'm just as thoroughly disgusted. And that's why I fight so hard here. And I'm so passionate about what I do. And it is passion. I'm railing against fraud here. Not making much of a mark, but I'm making a small mark. And I think that's the best that I can do. Jerry's telling us about the ocean. Oh, you're going to fish. Good. Good. Enjoy it. Aunt B, how you doing? Aunt B. Moyini says Kamala would cry in 10 minutes. Yeah. You've seen the interviews. Anybody who can get Anderson Cooper to turn against him from CNN. You got to scare the shit out of you. I don't know, but yet they keep telling us that it's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. And I say to myself, how can there be that many people in this country that are unaware of what's happening in the world? I think more people can tell you about the World Series than can tell you about what's happening in the world. And that is a sad, sad observation. Oh, people agree with me. 22 Albert, thank you. Thank you. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay too. I'm not telling you how to vote. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You believe whatever you want. I'm not a political channel. I don't come on here like Trish Regan, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and so many of these people that just keep They're all most of them are preaching to the choir. I don't watch any of their stuff. My mind is not to be changed. I've been at it too long. I know too much. Grey Wolf says, yeah, here we are talking politics. I could probably have an incredible political channel, but I don't want to do that. Joe Rogan would have eaten her alive. It would have been worse than that. But you know what? You listen to me. You're going to start to see a raft of videos, excerpts from that interview that more likely than not will be heavily edited, where they'll turn words around. They'll take phrases and things he said out of context. They'll try to make him look like a Hitler-loving fascist. Nobody even knows what the word fascist actually means. Nobody does. I do. Look it up. Google the word. See what it means. Donald Trump is definitely not a fascist. Boyd Lamb says no mid-rolls on it. Then he's probably making $4 to $6 a thousand, but you know, that's 1,000. A million is 1,000,000. That would be $4,000. 5,000, say $5,000. 10 times that would be $50,000. 100 million. It's a lot of money for one interview, and he does a lot of interviews. So, but I'm glad a lot of people are viewing it. But they are going to try to use it against Trump. They are going to create fraud from what he said. They're going to try to tell people. They're going to try to tell people that they didn't hear what they really thought they heard. And they really heard this, because we know you're stupid and don't understand this stuff, so we need to tell you what they really meant when they said what they said. And I hope people don't buy it. And I think people are actually waking up. I think people are waking up a little bit. I think that they are now beginning to recognize the tactics, if nothing else. Anyway.
Hey, boss.
Yes.
I'm going to read one comment, and then I've got a good question for the way out.
Okay.
Francine Montalon said, I came for the nutrition content, but might stay just for the political commentary.
That's you. I heard noise. That's you. Okay.
That must be them. Trump's office calling me now.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, and LAT asked, which is more painful, a kidney stone or politics? There you go. Just summarize.
You know, okay, that's a great question, and you can't. I mean, it's a funny observation, but there's no answer that you could give to that question. Both of them are a pain in the ass and incredibly annoying. But thanks for that, and you're right, Ellen. It's time for me to go this morning. That went quick as usual. Thank you so much for being here. I'm able to do this and get us some music to play ourselves out. And oh, look at that. That's right. I forgot to tell you. You are dog sitting. Hang on, let me bring you in with that. Oh, look at the size of that elephant. Holy mackerel. That's a bull mastiff. You told me 130 pounds. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted, but that's okay. Look at that. Ellen is dog sitting for her friend. That's great. That's a mellow dog, Ellen. That's if I won't ever have a dog. Oh God, look at you. Now those things are not relaxing. Those things make me tense. My son's got one of them. He's getting old now, so he's finally. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted. But that's okay. We read lips. All right, bye, Ellen. We will see you later. Take care. And I'm going to go back to just me. I'm going to take that off the screen. Wait for the music to start again. There it is. And I'm going to say to everybody, thanks for coming and thanks for sticking with me. And I hope to see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We're going to go over the pictures that I took yesterday, answer questions, and just 2 hours, and have some fun. So, my friends, With that being said, it is Saturday, so I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.